Hi, welcome to the F1 Time Portal. Today we're sharing our POV on the season finale, the 2025 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I'm your host, Luigi.
And I'm your host, David. So let's go.
Okay, David. Well, first of all, thanks for filling in for Rosa. Rosa's still away, so Rosa will be back soon. But David, you've been on our show a few times, so thank you for filling in.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for having me. And looking forward to the last race of the year, which is a championship decider with 3 contenders.
Yes, and we're recording this episode a little bit differently to how we normally do this, because normally we do these POV episodes after the race. But because it's a finale, we're having this conversation right now. We've seen the qualifying. The race isn't on yet. So that's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about what our thoughts and feelings are about the qualifying, and then we might even theorize about what's going to happen in the race. But we'll tell you when we've seen the race. So
Yes.
we'll tell you. So if one of us is abnormally spot on, then you have to give us due credit.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your thoughts on the qualifying? I mean, anyone listening to this knows the grid is Max first, Lando second, Oscar third, and we don't normally recap the whole thing, but they're the championship contenders. But we watched the qualifying together. What did you think, David?
I thought it was very tight. The first 15 places in Q1 were all within 0.7 of a second. From memory. So that's a tight field. Very little room for any errors, which made it very cutthroat to be in the top 10 to make Q1. Interesting that the whole field is evened itself out at the end of the season.
Yeah, well, in terms of Q1, we obviously had Hamilton out.
Big surprise.
Again. Oh, really? Well, was it really a surprise?
Maybe a surprise to Fozy. But yeah, I guess, as his last track record for the last few races, it's comes as a kind of a understanding that it's about to happen. But yeah,
it's tough. I mean, he's been out of Q3 a few times in the last few races. And the interview after the qualifying,
yes,
pretty depressing hearing.
Yes.
I mean, he was silent.
Yeah, no response.
No response.
He's not in a good place with the car at the moment, and the car is just not doing what it's supposed to for him. And equally, Leclerc is struggling as well, but somehow Leclerc is finding how to use what he has to get higher up in the field. But,
well, Leclerc's getting into Q3. I mean, geez, the guys, I mean, this car, well, you know what it demonstrates to me, and I think I've mentioned this in previous POV episodes, it shows that changing teams is a major, major challenge in this day and age. The cars are that complicated and that different to the drivers that Carlos Sainz has only started shining towards the end of this season, and he's shining really strongly at Williams. But it took him probably 80% of the year, 85% of the year to get there. Hamilton's is not there yet.
Yeah, he's still in that phase of acclimatizing to the car. But the car would keep changing on him all the time with all the developments that come throughout the year. So it's a bit hard, but that's the game. That's how it goes. So
yeah, well, I mean, the only thing I was going to say is if you want to feel good about yourself, watch Lewis Hamilton's latest interviews after his qualifying sessions, because they're so downbeat that you realize here is a 7-time world champion that's won 103 or 104 races, got all the records.
Yeah.
And I'm in a better place than him. And he's earning 40 million a year or something. So yeah, that was that was one of the standouts for me in qualifying. Any other pickups you noticed?
Well, I noticed that Tsunoda made top 10. He got into Q3 which is quite good. And he must have had some incentive to get there, I feel, because he played a good role for Max Verstappen, giving him his toe, so Verstappen could get a good straight down the good speed down the straight to help him get first place, pole position.
Well, I mean, Tsunoda himself has been getting knocked out in Q1 along with Hamilton most of this year.
Yeah.
Well, not Hamilton hasn't done that most of the year. Only the last 5 or 6 races he's dropped. Things have gone bad.
Yeah.
But Tsunoda's been there most of the year. So what did Red Bull say? Yeah, what did Red Bull say to Tsunoda for Tsunoda to suddenly make Q3?
Yeah.
Just when Max really needed it. And he sacrificed himself 100%. He didn't even do time.
No, yeah. No time at all.
He was complete
committed.
Sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting that he was there to help them. So yeah, with Norris second and Piastri third on the grid, it's going to be tough. I'd like to be in the rooms while they're talking about strategy together to work out what their plan's going to be for the race.
The two McLarens, you mean?
The two McLarens, yeah. The two McLaren drivers.
I did want to make one quick comment before we come to theorising about what's going to happen in the race. I did want to mention it was really funny that I thought when George Russell was saying, "Oh, just put me out behind Max because I want to." He's been given a toe. I want one too.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny. I thought, yeah, good on you, George. You know, you've got nothing to lose. Why not try to ride the politics of the whole situation? So
I guess he was hoping for a double toe because Tsunoda would be towing Max and Max would be equally towing Russell. So Russell gets almost a double toe.
I'm surprised the McLarens didn't try to jump in on that. But, you know, they probably did. Who knows? But, yeah. I don't have much else to talk about qualifying, though. Anything else from your end? I mean, Antonelli was a bit disappointing to be down in, what was he, 14th? 14th.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so considering his teammate Russell was in 5th, and Antonelli's been a bit better than Russell lately, but obviously things didn't go that well for him this qualifying, I think. So, yeah.
And Ocon in 8th place. That's a good result for him.
Yeah, especially when you think that Behrman has been outperforming Ocon lately, but also Behrman was saying in free practice that this is the best car he's driven. And he was sitting in 3rd or something. And so I was expecting him in the top 10, especially if you're worshipping the car like that.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, that was a real surprise to me too. So, yeah, that's it for qualifying, in my opinion.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Looking forward to the race.
What's going to happen in the race? Then remember, everyone, we have not seen the race. And we said Max, Lando, and Oscar, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, the 3 championship contenders in the top 3. Not quite in the order that I think it would have been more exciting if we had Piastri on pole, Max 2nd, and Lando 3rd in reverse order of their championship standings. But it didn't turn out that way. But now that we have what we have, what's your prediction?
I see whoever has the lead after the first lap, I think will take the victory. Norris, I think he needs a good start. If he gets a good start and gets ahead by the first lap, I think he can win. Verstappen is always a threat, but his car has to be up to it. And I know he always complains about his car in practice sessions, and somehow he pulls it off in Q3 that he gets, pole positions. So yeah, if his race pace is up to where it needs to be, he's a huge threat. But I don't see Piastri getting past Norris. I think Norris will end up finishing above Piastri.
Okay.
And hence taking the victory, hence taking the championship.
So Norris is probably, if you're saying that, then you're saying Norris is either going to come 1st or 2nd.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm disagreeing with you. I think something's going to go wrong. I think it's a pity that Max is not in 2nd because we were going to see Max do the world's biggest dive bomb, right? And he's not going to do that now.
Yeah.
He's probably going to make a good start. He generally makes a good start. It's very rare that Max doesn't make a good start. the question is, will Piastri dive bomb Norris? And if Piastri dive bombs Norris and dives bomb like the championship's on the line, then those two McLarens will make contact. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
And I think if those two McLarens make contact, one's going to be eliminated on the spot, and one will continue hobbled. And I don't know which one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Obviously, being Australian, I'd prefer it to be Piastri that continues hobbled.
Yeah.
But I think either way, Max is going to win the championship because if one's hobbled, one's out, they're out.
Yeah.
If one's hobbled, then Max just needs to make sure that if it's Lando, he doesn't come third. And if it's Piastri, probably fourth or something. I don't know. Piastri's behind him anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It
just has to be ahead.
So that's what I'm predicting.
Okay.
Yeah, so Max to win the race, and probably someone like Russell or Leclerc will be second because the McLarens will have done themselves
trip over each other. Yeah,
a trip over each other, unintentional, of course. But the only thing that makes me think that may not happen is Lando Norris will do everything he humanly can to avoid contact.
Yes.
So
he'll be overcautious.
If Piastri does do the dive bomb, will Norris just wave him through? Because all Norris has to do is come third. He doesn't care about any other result.
That's right.
So I'm saying Piastri will go a little bit too far with his dive bomb. So, and I'm not a Max fan, so I'm saying this. I would prefer Piastri to win it, but I think Max is going to get it because of that. And you know what? Maybe deserved, because I think McLaren have made quite a few strategic errors this year. And as much as it pains me to say this as a McLaren fan, I don't think either of the McLaren drivers deserve it as much as Max. I actually think Max deserves it more for being an inferior car and even being in second place. So, like I said, I don't like saying it because I'm not a hugest fan of Max's driving style in most instances. And I know that may be upsetting to some people, but look, it shows how I'm unbiased that I can say it, but also admit that Max probably deserves this more than those other two McLaren drivers.
Yeah, I see your point, and I agree. Yeah.
Okay, shall we leave it at that, David?
Yeah,
what do you think?
I think that's a good wrap up before the race. Looking forward to see what actually happens. I'm
scared and excited at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we'll speak to you all soon.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, David, here we are after watching the Grand Prix.
Yes.
Should we get straight into in order of how we saw things?
Yes. Yeah, from first lap onwards.
Yeah. So the start, I thought that a start from Max, super aggressive. He went right across on Lando. That was pretty, that's what I expected to see.
Yeah.
And it's all he could do from pole. That's why I wished he wasn't on pole position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would have spiced things up if he was, second or third from the grid.
Yeah.
It would have been a really good first corner, possibly an incident there. But yeah, he took the lead. Alonso, he had an awesome start. He snuck up on the inside and, jumped about 2 places.
Yeah.
And that was really good to see him get up there. And for most of the race, he was a good contender.
Yeah.
Had good pace in the whole race. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that Piastri started the race on hards, and he was one of only not many drivers that were starting on hard. So he was going on a counter strategy because they had both Max and Norris were on mediums. So I thought that was a good opening. That was like the first attack move was I'll start on hards if you start on mediums. You know what I mean? And it was interesting that McLaren did different strategies for their two drivers if they're playing this
equality.
Everything's got to be equal. So shouldn't they have both been on hards?
No,
both been on mediums? Yeah. So already there's a little bit of so that McLaren can do it differently.
Yeah.
You know?
So ultimately it was up to the driver, I guess, how they wanted to play the race. and then they're responsible for it. So they can't blame the team.
Maybe the drivers chose the tyres. I mean, obviously the drivers do choose the tyres themselves.
Yeah.
But they listen to the advice from the engineers and all that sort of stuff. But I wonder if, behind closed doors, we always want to know behind closed doors, did they both want mediums or did they both want hards? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Piastri was probably the one that wanted to go on hards to do something counter.
Yes.
Because he knew by doing the same as Norris, he wasn't going to win.
And his options are open because he can last as long as he wants, or he can pit earlier if needed.
Yeah, and we know from the last race, McLaren love having pit stop options because that's what screwed them up last time, right?
Yeah.
But what was interesting, and we commented during the race, and it was later verified by Zach Brown himself when Piastri looked like an easy pass on Norris fairly early in the first lap.
First lap,
and it looked very like okay, they planned this the whole time. You know, and it was true. They did plan it the whole time.
Yeah.
So, bit of working together, little bit of leaning towards Norris. You'd think, maybe leaning towards Piastri because they said they probably had already pre-planned. If after the start, Norris is second and Piastri is third, Norris, you let Piastri through to attack Max.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And it also protects Norris from Verstappen because Verstappen can't back up.
Yeah.
And impact Norris directly.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives him a protective buffer. But Leclerc was, unfortunately for Norris, Leclerc was on a good run and he was threatening Norris in his third place. Leclerc in fourth was, keeping on his toes. So Norris had a bit more to think about. That
like 1.5 seconds ish or thereabouts,
and he had to push. That was interesting to see that threat coming from behind.
Yeah. So in that regard, the first part of the race I'd call a bit as we predicted in the first part of this episode, when we hadn't seen the race, we were waiting for at what point will Max start backing them up, right? And it was obviously early. You can't back up when you don't know when the pit stops are and all that sort of stuff. You sort of back up towards the end of the race when there's last roll of the race, and we'll come talking about that more later. But one thing I thought when the pit stop story started, I guess it was like, let's talk about what I call the first real incident of the race, which was lap 21, when Red Bull sent the message to Tsunoda when Norris had pitted early and Tsunoda was just staying out as a sacrificial lamb. Yeah. And they said to Tsunoda, give it all you can.
Yeah. And Tsunoda's response was, I know what I'm doing. Just leave it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to question, give it all you can. I mean, we're going to talk about this for a few minutes, I think. But that give it all you can moment was interesting because it shows a degree of premeditation. And we saw that Tsunoda did weaving on the track and ran Norris off the track a bit. And there was a bit of hoo-ha about it, and there was an investigation, and Tsunoda got a 5-second penalty. It was all premeditated.
Yeah.
We didn't know exactly what Tsunoda was going to do, but we knew he was going to do something.
Make it difficult. Yeah. At any cost. Yeah.
And Tsunoda said, I know what to do.
Yeah.
My argument is, does it matter if it was premeditated or not? And I think it does matter.
Yeah. I mean, the outcome is the same where he did weave and push him off the track. So should the penalty be stronger if it is premeditated? That is the question.
I'm going to say something that's really controversial here. And I thought of it during the race, and David, for those of you listening, David and I we talked during the race, but I haven't said to David this last bit. But I did mention the difference between, this is going to get dark for a second.
An analogy.
Yeah, an analogy between murder and manslaughter. Murder is premeditated. Manslaughter is unplanned. So let's say I want to murder David. I planned to, I went to, we're in Melbourne recording right now for the F1 International Exhibition, which we'll talk about maybe another episode. And if I had planned to kill David on this trip versus if David really upset me because he turned the dryer on during the race, and I killed him in a fit of rage, right?
Yeah.
It's a different penalty because in a fit of rage, it's not justified that I killed him, but I've got to do my 20 years or something, right?
Yeah.
But if I'd planned to kill him all along, I get 30 years.
Yeah.
This is premeditated. This is murder versus manslaughter. And this is my big controversial comment. If Tsunoda, forget the result was all okay in the end. Like Norris
nobody was with broken cars or anything. And
But let's say Tsunoda took Max out. Tsunoda took Norris out. Should the penalty be on the team, not the driver? Because Tsunoda didn't come up with this plan in a fit of rage. It was obviously talked about. When Norris catches you, give him a hard time. If it's on the straight, weave. If it's on the corner, back off. You know what I mean? Whatever, right? So this is where I go controversial. If the penalty is, if the stewards determine that was premeditated, hence the radio calls, you know what to do.
Yeah, they encouraged it. Yeah.
They encouraged it. Should the penalty be on the team? And when I say the team, I mean both drivers.
Oh,
yeah.
Both drivers.
So both drivers get a 5-second penalty. Or to be honest, if it's premeditated, it's a 10-second penalty for both drivers because the team premeditated it. So Max didn't do anything, but he was in the damn room. There's no doubt Max was in the room and they were talking about what Tsunoda had to do.
Yeah.
Should Max have been punished?
That is, that's deep. That's going very deep.
But it makes sense, right?
It does, because it is a team sport.
Yeah.
And if the team does something wrong, where McLaren's last race, unintended, their floor pans were, worn away too much and their car was underweight.
Yeah.
So both cars were out, but both cars were under the limit.
Yeah.
So that was a team decision to make the car so low that it would keep running.
Now, this is not me having a bias to take Max out. It's just a concept. Like I'll use a really old reference. Remember 2008 Singapore when Nelson Piquet Jr. smashed into the wall to cause a safety car, which gave Alonso the win.
Yes.
The story back then was Alonso was like, I didn't know about it. I'm questioning that. It was apparently it was Flavio Briatore, it was Pat Simmons, and it was Nelson Piquet Jr. And Alonso had no idea.
Yeah, he may have had no idea. We can give him the benefit of the doubt, possibly, because they're the family looking out for their family member.
Yeah.
And by the way, Alonso, here's a gift for you. Here's the race win. Oh, well, I didn't ask for this, but I know it's okay.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Like, it's done. Like you don't have to do anything. It's yours. It may have been completely out of his control and unknowingly.
But you get what I mean.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
In this case, there's no way in the world Max was not in the room. I mean, I'm sure they didn't say to Tsunoda, take him out, but they probably take Norris out. But it was like, if it happens.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, just get the tire on the concrete, just a little touch, puncture. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you get what I mean. I'm just questioning the whole. I think there's a rethink there because the ethics of the sport is in danger here because the precedent is, go for it.
Yeah.
Tsunoda said, I know what to do.
Yeah, it was very clear it was going to happen. We could see it coming.
So what do you think? Do you think my idea is fair
It's
or
got
not?
validity, yes. Yeah.
Will you sign it off?
The sport is not geared up for that at the moment. So if you set the precedence, that's a huge roll-on effect.
Yeah,
and that'll leak into different areas of the sport, like where you can't, where the teammate suffers because one teammate has done something.
Yeah, and I guess because let's say what I've said becomes a rule, they're going to start talking in extreme code, like Tsunoda. It's a sunny day today.
Yeah.
and Tsunoda will say, it's very sunny. Hope it doesn't get cloudy. And that all means, you know what to do. You know what to do. Yes, I know what to do.
Yeah.
That's what that just meant, right? So it's probably going to go underground.
Yeah.
If my rule comes into place, it'll all be weird code talk.
Yes.
until there's a whistleblower. Oh, that's it. A whistleblower rule. If a whistleblower in the team says, yes, Tsunoda took out Norris.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
complicated. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But good point.
Yeah. Okay. We'll move on, shall we?
Yep.
Yeah. So, this is where it got interesting. Was at lap 44. That's when I think, the pit stops were all done. There was not even an inkling of a safety car, but these things can happen at any moment, of course. But I think we talked about this in the pre-race, when's Max going to start backing him up? And this was the weird moment because at lap 44, you for those of you that remember, at that very moment when Piastri finally did his pit stop on those hards, he had been on the hards all race. He pitted. He came out about 24-ish seconds behind Max.
Yep.
Max had just enough time to get a pit stop in, to be on fresh tyres like Piastri, to offset Piastri.
Yes.
And still have the lead.
Yeah.
And why didn't he do it?
Yeah. Yeah. So
was that a big miss?
Big miss. Huge. Yep.
Yeah.
Because he can't influence the final positions from being in the lead 20 plus seconds ahead.
Yeah.
So he knew the win was there for him. And if that's what his ultimate goal was, just to have a win, surely his goal was the championship.
Yeah.
So the only way to win the championship is to put Piastri and Norris under pressure. He already had Leclerc pressuring Norris.
Sort of at that stage.
Yeah, up until that stage. But by being in the way, he could compress the pack up again, because I think they were maybe hoping for a safety car to come along.
But to what end?
They
didn't need a safety car. They had control.
Yeah, they had full control.
Yeah,
of the outcome. And at the very least, if it ended up that Verstappen lost his first place, or if he happened to tangle with someone and was out of the race, either way, he doesn't have the championship, and that would have had to be his ultimate goal.
I don't understand. If we as armchair critics can see it, and there's not many permutations left. At that stage, the tyres stops have been done. It's not like we were missing key data. Why didn't they pit him? Put him on fresh tyres so he was on the same fresh tyres as Piastri. So when he does back them up, he's not a sitting duck, because Piastri's got super grip versus himself. Yeah, I'm baffled. And it's very not Max-like.
No.
Yeah, because I would have expected Max to take a risk because he had nothing to lose.
It was very gentlemanly, like he was just allowing the course of the race just to happen on its own merit without influencing anything.
Yeah,
so it's very strange.
And to make it worse, as the race went towards so the race just continued, and of course Piastri was catching up to Max slowly. It was never going to catch him for the win or anything. It was like, those mediums didn't last as long as everyone thought, even though Matt Piastri had lighter fuel and all that sort of stuff. So maybe the tyres weren't going to grain like the starters that had the mediums. But the gap went down to like 10, 15 seconds towards the end. So it wasn't like, even with Max having old, worn tyres towards the very end, he still didn't back them up. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, so first backup opportunity with a pit stop, and having the same tyres as Piastri missed, and then nothing to lose, 5-10 laps to go, nothing to lose. Who cares if you win the race? If you lose the championship, who cares?
Yeah.
Back it up.
Yeah, that's right.
They might have a 4-car incident between Norris, Piastri, and Leclerc.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to the point where on lap 53, I think it was.
Yeah.
Max was getting track limit warnings. So he got a second track limit warning. So he was actually pushing.
He was pushing. The opposite of backing up.
Yeah, the opposite. So why? Like, he had the pit stop gap.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Yeah.
So why do you now want more time ahead of everyone else, away from all the possible trouble?
Yeah. You want trouble.
Yeah.
Your trouble is your last roll of the dice. I play a computer game with my son called Rounds on PS5. We are not sponsored by PS5 or Rounds. And these are characters that shoot at each other with these little guns, and you can choose abilities. The gun, one of the abilities is Mayhem. Mm-hmm. And when I'm down, it's first 1 to 5, and when I'm down like 4-0, I pick Mayhem. I got nothing to lose because I'm going to lose anyway. So I might as well see if Mayhem gives me a chance to win.
Yeah.
Why didn't Max pick Mayhem?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I was going to make one other comment. And lap 46, when Piastri was closing in on Max, this is going to sound real brutal. Why didn't Piastri back Norris up himself? Because if he's going to give himself a tiny chance, and let's say Max was to retire in his gentlemanly mode, put Norris under pressure with Leclerc.
Yeah.
Everyone was driving like a gentle person.
Yeah, the whole race. Like even when Norris pitted for the first time, as he was behind all the other guys which hadn't pitted yet, they were just letting him through without any fight at all.
Yeah.
It's nice, and it's a good driver code to be, because I guess those back markers didn't want to be part of any championship.
They don't want to be the fault. Yeah, they want to be reasonable. I sort of get that.
Yeah.
Sort of I get that.
Yeah. But they didn't hold him up whatsoever. Like he got a free run through the pack to get back to where he was.
But admittedly, Norris did do some pretty good passes, but some of them were made a bit easier.
Yeah, and his car was far superior than those as well.
Yeah,
allowed it. Just it seemed to be just an easy race for Norris. No pressure.
Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, Norris wins the championship. To be honest, all three were deserved champions. Although my gut feeling tells me that something tells me that Max maybe deserved it more because he was in the weaker car. He shouldn't have even been in the running. And funnily enough, Max got the most wins of the season, 8 versus 7 versus 7, right? Yeah. So it's weird, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not disappointed that Nando won it. It's not like it was dodgy or unethical. He won it fair and square. I just thought there'd be a little bit more fight. Yeah, from the others.
Yep. And then the very last opportunity for Max to play games came in the last couple of laps where both the racing he had lapped both racing bulls. So it was Verstappen in first, the racing bulls which had been lapped, and then Piastri and Norris behind them.
Yeah,
by a certain gap, or 10, 12 seconds, whatever it was. So that was another opportunity for the Red Bull team.
A screaming opportunity.
Together, with all that artillery they had to back up, way back to Piastri, pushing him back to Norris, bringing Leclerc up to Norris.
Yeah.
It was a chance going begging there for them to create mayhem and, alter the championship path.
Yeah, and can I say something that this is for those that still have trauma about 2021, Abu Dhabi. There was no Massey around to get those Red Bulls out of the way.
Yeah.
So those Red Bulls, racing bulls, I mean, it's just like a real missed opportunity. It really is. You're right, David. That was
gold. That was good.
So I'd call that the third moment.
Yeah.
Moment one when Piastri pitted. Max should have pitted at the same time to be on the same tires. Even if Max came out behind Piastri, that's the mayhem car.
Yeah. Yep.
We know Max knows how to pass.
Yeah.
And we know Piastri knows not to hit him, because if Piastri's going to have a chance, he can't win the championship on the side of the road out.
Yes.
So, one. The two was just generally, why didn't he back him up after, or with 10 laps to go? And 3, what you just said.
Yeah.
Why didn't he leverage the racing bulls that are pretty much subservient to them?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I just think, I don't think those backups would have necessarily worked anyway, but it would have given him a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Leclerc would have gone for it. I don't think Leclerc would have. Leclerc's a bit of a gentleman driver. He probably wouldn't have taken Norris out, but he would have taken the position.
But he would have been impeded by the car behind him pushing onto him if he resisted passing Norris.
He doesn't want to be fifth.
Yeah.
So
and then the person behind him will think, well, hey, I can get third. I can be on the podium here.
Yeah.
So he's going to push through and try and be where he wants to be.
Yeah.
So the flow-on effect is huge. That's just been missed.
So we're recording this. We haven't listened to any other podcasts or read any reviews. We don't know this, but we could be completely out of sync with everyone else. Everyone's just celebrating Norris, the greatest driver of all time. And it certainly was not the greatest driver of all time, but he did what was required and he did a good job.
Yeah. And we congratulate him. He well deserves it. We're not saying he shouldn't have achieved it. We acknowledge he's won and we're really happy for him.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. The other interesting thing is with the Racing Bulls, perhaps the Racing Bulls did put themselves in a position to be there ready for Verstappen to be.
You reckon?
There's that possibility because they were,
they
were back to back.
Yeah.
And they were next to each other. So, and they would have easily allowed Verstappen to catch up and pass.
Yeah.
And be in that position between Verstappen and Piastri. And Verstappen just didn't take the bait and use it.
I think I'll always remember this race for what we just talked about, those three things at the end. Yeah. Still, good. It was a good championship. It didn't have the finale I think any of us were hoping for. It was a bit of a lackluster race. It was actually, for a person, if this was your first Formula One race to watch, pretty boring race. But because those of us that know Formula One, we know what was on the line and the strategy plays on the tires and all that sort of stuff. It was actually exciting and stimulating to watch.
Yes.
But disappointing and frustrating as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The race itself wasn't as exciting as anticipated, but all the strategies and politics behind the championship race, the final championship race, was what carried it through.
Yeah. And one thing, because we are Australians and we're recording this in Australia, there is an underlying, I mean, David's a Ferrari fan, full disclosure, and I'm more of a McLaren fan, full disclosure. But there was an underlying mood in Australia, which I don't subscribe to, that McLaren really, really wanted Norris to win this over Piastri. I didn't see that bias necessarily in this race. So in that regard, it landed the way it did. I don't think they really compromised Piastri. In fact, letting Piastri through on the hards early on was a sign of we're letting you have a go, because Norris knew third was good enough. And he was in the best car.
Yeah, he was happy with third. He didn't need to be second or
first. So in that regard, that works to that, because theoretically Norris would never have let Piastri through.
Yes.
So that offsets that a little bit, right?
Norris it does. Norris was protecting his tyres he was managing the gap.
Yeah.
He could have gone faster.
Yeah.
But and Piastri was there as a buffer between him and Verstappen. So there's nothing he needed to do.
Yeah.
So relaxing, easy race in some ways for Norris to be
still
with all
stressful.
That, still stressful with the championship hanging.
Yeah.
But it was a good scenario for him to carry forward.
Okay. End of 25.
Yes. Interesting season next year with all the regulations changed.
Yeah. Who knows we're not here to review
no
26,
favourites.
But I do think Piastri is going to go up a gear again next year. And I think Norris got his championship when he could, because I've got a feeling Piastri is not going to have the drop off that he had this year, because he would have learnt from that, hopefully. Because when you think of Piastri in 2024, he was not that great with the tyres and he couldn't get them to last. And he sort of took it on. He went up 2 gears this year. And then he obviously had a form slump. I wonder if he's going to get that off the equation for next year. So I think Norris knows he's got a real battle on his hands for 26, if that McLaren is even competitive, because who knows?
That's right.
Ferrari have done a big sacrifice this year.
Yeah.
Any comments about Hamilton? He got points?
Yeah, well, great comeback. But that's the speed in the car that was expected, because Leclerc is showing the car's got speed.
Yeah.
And Hamilton's been unable to harness it. So it's good to see he probably came to grips with the car in the end. Towards the end of towards the middle of the race. So good to see him fight back.
Okay. And we'll just mention any other. We were so focused on the championship that I didn't hugely pay attention to the rest of the positions, but I'm just having a look at the results. Hulkenberg got points, double points for Haas. No. Oliver fell back at the end. He must have had a pit stop right at the end or something.
And I was surprised to see Hadjar so far back in 17th.
Yeah,
really surprised.
I think that was because of what you said. I think that was all planned. Because remember, Lawson had a penalty.
Yes.
So they lost a bit of control, but then they knew where he was going to be. But I think they played with the racing bulls.
Yes. That's a huge sign of that, isn't it?
Yeah. And Tsunoda was just driving, waiting for his opportunity to block Norris. He was purely there to just go for Norris, which he did. And Fernando getting 6th, 43 years old.
Yes. Yeah, great strong drive.
Surely that's his. So that's probably the last time we'll see Tsunoda in Formula One, I'm predicting. And we've got Alonso 1 more year to go, I think. Surely he's getting too old.
Yeah, he's waiting for his drive with new team boss.
New team car designed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Newey car.
Yeah. He's looking forward to that relationship.
And
seeing how it goes.
Yeah. Okay. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Yeah.
Okay. Well, nice chatting with you, David. Again, filling in for Rosa. Appreciate it. And bring on 2026.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.